Not steal from us, that he cannot mismanage the economy. He's just saying he's gone to school, he has been in parliament, he has been whatever, but he's not telling us he has got integrity. What did he do in parliament? What is his track record in parliament? What is his track record as a minister? What is his track record as a president? And I agree with him that if he is allowed to continue, we shall not recognize Kenya. Kenya will be a basket case. It will be dead, it will be gone.
On August 5th, 2025, Senator Okiya Omtatah, one of Kenya's most fearless and outspoken lawyers, made headlines. Not for a fiery court petition, not for challenging the government in parliament, but for opening up about his wealth. Standing tall, with the same confidence he has shown in countless legal battles, Omtatah declared his net worth between 100 million Kenyan shillings and 200 million Kenyan shillings. His assets, he said, mainly came from land holdings and transport business. For many Kenyans, this was surprising. For others, it was simply confirmation of what they already believed. Omtatah is a man who has built himself, fought for others, and never shied away from public accountability. But behind the headlines and the courtroom victories lies another story, a quieter story, one about the woman beside him, Emma Mbura Omtatah, a woman with her own political history, resilience and courage, and a story about her family, their struggles, and their shared vision for Kenya's future. Okiya Omtatah Okoti was born in Busia County, in the western region of Kenya. His upbringing was modest, rooted in rural traditions, and guided by strong values of justice and service to the community. From a young age, Omtatah stood out, not just for his intelligence, but for his strong sense of right and wrong. As a boy, he was known for speaking up when something didn't sit right with him. That habit, as you will see, will follow him for life. His early education was shaped by love for learning, though life wasn't without its challenges. He attended St. Paul's Secondary School in Amkura and later pursued further education, showing brilliance in literature and debate. But Omtatah's ambitions extended beyond academics. He was driven by the belief that every citizen, rich or poor, deserved to be treated fairly. In university, Omtatah's activism began to take shape. While many students were content to discuss politics in dorm rooms, Omtatah took to the streets, protesting, petitioning, and writing about issues that affected ordinary Kenyans. He studied at Catholic University of Eastern Africa, pursuing philosophy and economics. But his path to becoming a national figure wasn't straightforward. At first, he worked in various sectors: business, civil society, and even in private ventures. But his reputation grew not from his jobs, but from his petitions. Omtatah became the man who could take on anyone, whether it was a multinational corporation, a corrupt official, or even the government itself, using the law as his weapon. From fighting unconstitutional laws to defending human rights, Omtatah became a regular name in courtrooms across Kenya. And he wasn't just loud, he was effective. Many of his cases led to real change. In 2022, Omtatah made the leap from activism to elective politics, running for Senate in Busia County. He campaigned on integrity, justice, and service. Many wondered if a man who had spent years suing politicians could work among them. The people of Busia answered that question at the ballot box, electing him as their senator. Since then, he's been one of the most vocal members of the Senate, holding the government accountable and often speaking against unpopular decisions. Unlike many politicians, Omtatah still behaves like an activist, independent, outspoken, and unafraid to challenge anyone, including the most powerful figures in the country. On August 5th, 2025, Omtatah shocked the public with an unusual move. He publicly declared his net worth between 100 million Kenyan shillings to 200 million Kenyan shillings. This wasn't a vague political statement. He broke it down. Land holdings, a transport business. In a political climate where wealth is often whispered about but rarely confirmed, this transparency set him apart. But while Kenyans discussed the numbers, few talked about the woman who has been by his side for years, his wife, Emma Mbura Omtatah. Emma Mbura Omtatah isn't just the senator's wife. He is a political figure in her own right. a native of Mombasa County. Emma first entered national politics in 2013 when she was nominated as a senator by Jubilee Party. Her focus was women's empowerment and community development. She was vocal, passionate, and unafraid to speak her mind. In a heartfelt letter to then President Uhuru Kenyatta, she expressed her gratitude for the opportunity to serve and for his mentorship in her political journey. Later, dissatisfied with party practices in Rabai, she shifted allegiance to Maendeleo Chapchap, proving she will not compromise her principles for political convenience. But Emma's life hasn't been without challenges. She has faced political smear campaigns, including unfounded rumors that she publicly denied. In court, she revealed her financial obligations, mortgages, loans, showing the same transparency that her husband would later display. In April 2024, her courage was tested when armed attackers stormed their rural home looking for Omtatah. She refused to give them information on his whereabouts and sustained injuries in the process. And in November 2024, she was the one who publicly announced her husband's intention to run for presidency in 2027, delivering the message herself while Omtatah was away meeting supporters. Omtatah and Emma's relationship is more than a marriage. It's a political partnership. They support each other's causes, protect each other in times of crisis, and share a vision for Kenya's future. While the couple is private about their children, it is known that they have a family that values education, integrity, and service, values they have both lived by in public life. Emma's strength complements Omtatah's fire. Where he is outspoken in court and parliament, she often works quietly, making her impact in the background. In the eyes of many Kenyans, Omtatah is not a typical politician. He is a watchdog. His legacy includes blocking unconstitutional laws, fighting corruption, championing citizens' rights in court, and staying independent in a political world dominated by party loyalty. His journey from a village boy in Busia to a national figure is a story of resilience, courage, and conviction. With Emma announcing his presidential bid for 2027, Omtatah's path is set for an even bigger challenge. Can the activist turned senator turned presidential candidate convince Kenyans that he can lead the entire nation? Will his record of speaking truth to power translate into votes? And will Emma continue to play the role of strategist, protector, and partner in the next chapter of his journey? One thing is certain, the Omtatah story is far from over, and if history is anything to go by, his fight for justice will only get louder.
If I was to become president, which I'm going to become, the finance bill will be a thing of the past. We'll go back and do the difficult work of saying, we want to deal with the taxes, let us go to each tax. The principal act, and interrogate it extensively, and say, okay, we want to amend this, we want to amend this, we want to amend that. So I will do away with the finance bill and run this country in a sober way.